Savannah, of course, I'm in one of my favorite restaurants here in Savannah, the Pink House. I love it. And joining me now on the Southern scene is the general manager, Craig Jeffress. I'm so glad to have you here with me today.
It's a pleasure to have you in our home.
You know, I love the Pink House. I can remember the first time that I came to the Pink House, and it is just a phenomenal restaurant. And I keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back, and it just keeps getting better and better.
You know, just hearing you say that, it's a privilege of mine to get to hear those stories all day, every day. People who've said, you know, my grandmother brought me here, my mother was here, now I'm here, and here's my daughter. You know, those are just privileges. That's something amazing to have happen in your day, every day.
You probably don't just hear it from locals here. You hear it from people all over the world that travel to Savannah.
That's, again, another sort of privilege and very humbling thing that someone can tell you that, you know, my friend next door told me to come here and to not just to the U.S., but to Georgia and to Savannah and to the old Pink House. And you realize that they've traveled, you know, I don't know, across the Atlantic and from another country just to have this meal with us, and specifically on their neighbor or their friend's recommendation to come to this place. Very humbling, very humbling.
So let's talk about the Pink House and what the old Pink House is all about. A lot of history here.
Oh, without a doubt. The home was built in 1771. So, you know, 5 years before we were officially a country, this house was built by James Havisham Jr. And wow, I mean, 243 years of, you know, memories and history and amazing things and attention to detail. And I think that's the one thing that we really, you know, we strive for every day. It's just, you know, our attention to detail. The smaller things are really what make the biggest impact. But no, this is, you know, we're actually dining in what was originally the children's bedroom, you know, some 243 years ago, and the master bedroom's just across the way. But just years and years of just memories, whether it was a federal bank beginning in 1812 to an antique shop, a bookstore, a tea room. When something's been around as long as this, you'll come across so many people that, you know, this is what the Pink House meant to me during my lifetime. And, you know, I spent this time in Savannah for these 10, 20 years, and the Pink House was where we celebrated moving here, and we celebrated our first child, and we celebrated so many things. And people will move away and come back to celebrate those same events with us. Even if they don't live in Savannah any longer, they still come back to celebrate those things with us.
You guys really keep it local. I mean, Ambos seafood products, I mean, you use a lot of Ambos here at the old Pink House. Why is that important?
You know, our success comes through many, many great partnerships. And when people come to Savannah, you know, they want to eat Savannah. That's what they want. And they want to eat shrimp. They want to learn the difference in the shrimp that we catch here off of in our waters as opposed to where they come from, whether it be, you know, the Pacific or somewhere else. They want to know the difference, and they come here and they learn. Oh wow, this has a sweetness to it. It's really tender. It's really succulent.
There really is a difference in this taste.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. So, you know, a lot of our joys that we get here in this home in terms of what we serve and who we partner with is that they care as much about it as we do. The Ambos, you know, when I talk about details earlier, they're the same way. And that's why our vendor partnerships work so well. We choose to align ourselves with vendors that, you know, they know not to bring us something that is not a wow. If they're not wowed, they know we won't be wowed.
What are some of the products that you do use with Ambos?
Wow, talk about some Georgia white shrimp. Talk about some delicious Georgia white shrimp.
Nothing like some Georgia white shrimp.
Oh my goodness, they're different than I've had. I've had the privilege of having shrimp from all over, and I have to tell you, you'll know when you have a Georgia white shrimp. It's tender, it's juicy, and it has a perfect sweetness to it. Not that sugary sweetness, but just a natural sweetness that you know it gets from the waters and its diet, and there's nothing like. And you can do so much with it. Now we all know when we say sweet, sweet goes with salty, sweet goes with cream, sweet goes with butter. It goes with everything. So that Georgia white shrimp is very versatile and very tasty, and I've yet to find someone who goes, don't like them. Yet to find it.
Nobody's going to say that because you eat it one time and you're sold.
Absolutely.
Sold. Are there any other products that you use?
Oh my goodness! This time of the year and for the months just prior to this one, soft shell crabs.
Oh, soft shell
certain
crabs.
time of the year you can get them, and they are just delicious. You can have them sautéed. You can deep fry them. You can anything you want. You can have a sandwich, an entree with, you know, a house-made jambalaya. You can do so many things with soft shell crab. Gosh, our signature dish, the crispy squid flounder.
So you keep it local. You believe in 100% keeping it local. What are some of the other things that the old Pink House is known for food-wise, would you say?
Wow. Well, you're always going to find some beautiful fresh oysters here, whether they're coming from gosh, Prince Edward Island, or gosh, from down the Gulf, you're going to find some fresh oysters here at Always. We do them many different ways. Of course, we'll do them shucked for you, fresh oysters. We'll do them blackened in a skillet with blackening spices on them, which are really delicious. And of course, we're in the South, so we're going to fry some oysters too.
You know, I grew up on a farm, and when I saw that you guys had collards, I said, there's no way that's going to taste like, you know, good old Southern collards, you know, that I'm used to.
Here.
I was wrong.
Well, you know, our executive chef, myself, we're Southerners. We know what a good collard's supposed to taste like. We spend our time researching good collards, so let's put it that way. So,
and you can have collards in a fine dining restaurant too.
Oh, there's an art to collards.
There's a
craft. Let me correct you. There's a craft to cooking good collards.
You know, Craig, no matter what you're looking at on the menu, I mean, we've talked a lot about seafoods, we've touched on some appetizers and some fabulous things, but you guys have something on the menu for everyone. No matter if you're looking for chicken or beef or that kind of thing, you really change your menu out a lot. It's fabulous.
I would not welcome you into our home without making sure we served you a fine meal.
So you've got me covered then.
Beyond.